Greetings, everybody. It's Rob, It's Our Games, and we are here with the next scenario in the Mad Titan Shadow campaign box. No, I did not say that incorrectly. Thanos is the third scenario in the campaign box. He is not the big bad final boss for this box. A little bit of a curveball. So we'll see how Thanos himself plays. He could potentially be the roadblock to get you to the rest of the campaign. So we'll see how hard he really is. So with that, you can look and see Thanos 1 scheme, 2 attack. He has Stalwart as a permanent feature on him. We saw this in the preview pack. Thanos cannot be stunned or confused ever. He is Thanos. He will do what he has to do. So his force response is after the Infinity Stone deck runs out, you give Thanos a face down boost card. So for those that aren't aware, the Infinity Stones are in this campaign box, and we're going to temporarily hop over to them because I think they are a bit important to show for this specific encounter. So we have the Infinity Gauntlet, permanent setup, +1/+1. So that 1/2 that Thanos just had becomes a 2/3. And basically the way it works is whenever the villain activates, you resolve the ability of any Infinity Stone in play. Otherwise, you put an Infinity Stone into the play. So let's look at these stones. The Mind Stone. You are confused. If you're already confused, discard 1 card at random from your hand. Then you place this card in the discard pile. The Mind Stone confuses you or makes you lose a card. A Power Stone stuns you, and if you're stunned, you take 3 damage. The Reality Stone discards an ally, upgrade, or support you control. Place this card in the discard pile like the other ones. You can see each stone gets used once, and then it goes away. So that's kind of him cycling through the different stones, and that will just give him extra boost cards constantly. Also to note for later, Power Stone has 3 boost icons, Reality has 3, and the Mind Stone only has 2. Soul Stone, heal 3 damage from the villain and give it a face down boost card. So it heals 3 on Thanos in this case and gives him a boost card. Now, this only has 1 boost icon, but what makes this interesting is, keep in mind Thanos in this case has Stalwart. So because he has Stalwart, you can't stun him. So all these boost cards are gonna hurt. So you better hope you have allies blocking or some way to deal with him, you know. Even on Thanos 1, if he has 2 boost icons, you're looking at a 3+2 boost icons worth of damage. Space Stone, discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until a minion is discarded. Put that minion into play, engage with you. So the Space Stone just summons a minion out, basically. And Time Stone, discard the top 4 cards off your deck and place 1 threat on the main scheme for each different type. And this card has 4 boost icons on it. I think it's the only card in the game that has 4 boost icons printed on the card, I believe. I'm making a note for this because you'll see why. Let's hop back over to Thanos. Thanos 2 has 2 scheme, 3 attack. So 3/4 with the Gauntlet. When he's revealed, you search the discard pile for Thanos' helmet. He gets his helmet on, and he comes into play with Tough. But he has Toughness, he still has Stalwart, he still does the boost card if he runs out of stones, and he gets his helmet. Stage 3 is 2 scheme, 4 attack. So now with the Gauntlet, he's swinging for 5+ whatever. And this time he starts the encounter deck and discard pile for Thanos' armor. So stage 3 gets him his armor. His main scheme is the Infinity Stones, which you can kind of see it here. I'll describe a bit. It's not exciting as some of the other ones were. This one comes into play with 0 threat, 1 per player, has 12 per player to kind of advance it. And when it comes into play, you put the top card of the Infinity Stone deck into play. So he starts with 1 stone out automatically. And then you search the encounter deck for the Sanctuary side scheme and reveal it. So this part, however, I will be moving because you may have seen him balance the scales. I'll give you guys a moment to read this. You can read this again, just to make sure that you do not mishear correctly. Thanos snaps if he hits his second scheme. Each player shuffles their discard pile into the deck, and then you remove the top half of your deck from the game. He literally goes and snaps half your deck out of existence. That is not good. Let's just be honest with that. The concept, think of the few things. One, half your deck's gone. So let's hope none of those important cards in your deck were in that top half. Second, you now have half the cards in your deck. And that means you have no more. That puts you so much closer to just keep cycling through your deck to gain more and more encounter cards every time. And then stage 2B is just simple 12 threat per player. If it's completed, the game ends. So after that, it's just pretty much you versus the Mad Titan himself. And hope you can beat him with half your deck gone. Sanctuary comes into play with 3, plus a hinder 1 per player. Thanos cannot take damage. So remember, this card comes into play from the beginning as a side scheme. So from the beginning, he already has a card that stops him from taking damage. So it's almost like a King's Dominion card. When defeated, each player may spend up to 3 physical resources from their hand. Deal 2 damage to Thanos for each physical resource spent this way. This damage ignores the tough status card. Okay, so you get a benefit for actually getting rid of the card, where you can do up to 6 damage per player. I mean, could you imagine this with a Hulk? And to spend unlimited strength, to do 6 damage to Thanos. That's pretty cool. Thanos' armor. Now remember, Thanos' armor comes on him from stage 3. When he will take any amount of damage, reduce that amount of damage by 1. After a hero makes a basic attack against Thanos, spend energy and physical to discard this card. So this is clever of them. I saw this and I was a bit impressed by it. You could always discard it. It always said like spend resources to discard this card. But it would never. So you could actually get rid of a card without having to actually have to deal with it. This card says you have to at least do a basic attack to hit him to at least reduce some damage from it. So it puts you in a bit of a bad situation at least before you can spend the resources. Thanos' helmet gives him retaliate. And same thing, you must make a basic attack against him. This time spending mental and physical to discard this card. So that means he has to retaliate 1 against you at least 1 time with the helmet before you can get rid of it. That's a clever way. Too many cards will just like spend the resources, burn it. This one actually says you have to at least hit me first before you can do it. Master of the Stones with a really cool picture, by the way. Attached to Thanos. Another +1/+1. So that plus the gauntlet means on stage 3, he is at 4 scheme, 6 attack, and that's before any boost cards. Good God. And he can't be stunned. When he activates, put the top card of the Infinity Stone deck into play. At the end of this activation, discard Master of the Stones. So the question I have is, let's see actually. After attached villain activates. Okay, so the reason why I'm questioning this is because Master of the Stones is a forced interrupt. where the gauntlet is a forced response. So I think, as the way the rules state, the interrupt trumps the response. Meaning, say there's a stone in play already. Master of the Stones guarantees a second stone comes into play, and then the gauntlet triggers to do both stones. This pretty much gives him an extra stone to activate for that activation. And there's 2 of those. And we have Avatar of Death. When revealed, Thanos schemes. Straightforward. When in hero mode, he attacks you with Overkill and Piercing. Good God. So, again, that 4, 5, 6 plus damage he's swinging with, Avatar of Death means it's coming at you and there's nothing you can do about it. Overkill, Piercing, Tough won't help you, Allies won't help you. And he's got 2 of those. Deviant Syndrome, very fitting for the Eternals trailer we've gotten this week. So Deviant Syndrome, Insight 1, and give Thanos a tough status card if you cannot place 2 threat on the main scheme. Or as a boost, give him a tough status. This just makes it harder to really beat Thanos down. It just gives him tough. So this is the card that I was talking about. I Am Inevitable. When revealed, give Thanos a face down boost card. Boost icon. Discard the top card of the Infinity Stone deck. Apply its boost icons as if it were a boost card. The reason I mention this is because remember that Time Stone? That Time Stone has 4 boost icons. This becomes a +4 to an attack. That's scary. There's other ones +3 and so forth. Not only on top of that, it does go through the deck even faster, meaning a chance for more boost icons to come out. 1, 2, there's 2 of those. And then we have the Mad Titan. When revealed, put the top stone of the Infinity Stone deck into play. As a boost icon, if this damage attack kills an ally, put the top card of the Infinity Stone deck into play. So this is a way for him to get more stones into play. So 1, and there's 2 of those. And then we have the Titan's Throne, which allows you to essentially get rid of an Infinity Stone from play if you defeat it. And those are the costs for Thanos himself with the Infinity Gauntlet. So right away, looking at those cards, Thanos is going to be scary. And the reason I say this is Thanos is going to hit hard. He'll scheme hard. He'll scheme pretty hard too, actually. But his attacks are going to be pretty hard to find a reason. Like, he could probably one-shot the weaker heroes in just like literally one-shot them. I feel like Thanos feels like it could be a similar vein to Ronin, where Ronin's really all about really hitting you. I just feel like, I don't know why. I don't know if it's just because it's Thanos as opposed to Ronin. I feel like the Thanos way of doing it is cleaner than Ronin's. Ronin just felt like it was just annoying and oppressive. Thanos, I haven't played against Thanos, so I'm not sure. But I feel like that Thanos that isn't as terrible. But to my original point on this video, like I said, is Thanos going to be the roadblock? I think so. I think up to this point, we've seen Ebony Maw, which looks to be still challenging, but pretty standard type of scenario. We've seen Corvus Glaive and Proxima Midnight with their kind of tower defense encounter, which is pretty cool. I think that one looks to be really fun. And then there's Thanos that just is like punches you down, and it may, depending on how it plays out, actually kind of give you that feeling of facing Thanos, not in the sense of just like all powerful, but that sense of that he's a Titan. He is designed to unleash damage, where he's gonna blow through enemies. Allies, he can just crush most allies. He has style. You're not gonna slow him down. He's coming for you. So I think this is gonna probably be the roadblock encounter right here. You get past Thanos, then you may have a little bit of a, hopefully, a reprise with Hela before going into Loki. So, with that, let me know what you guys think about Thanos, the Thanos cards, the Infinity cards as well. We kind of took a peek at the Infinity Stones. Wasn't planning on doing that for this set, but I felt like you kind of had to. Also, I just realized, hold the phone before we kind of wrap up into our wrap-up video. I never talked about his health pools. Stage 1, he has 16 health. So that's 32 for 2 players. Stage 2, 23 hit points. That's a good amount. So that's 46 hit points for stage 2. Stage 3 is 28 hit points per player. So 56 hit points for 2 players. And 112 hit points for 4 player. Good God. He's a beefy boy. That's a lot of health. We totally forgot to even talk about that. So 112 hit points for 4 player, which if you play 4 player Marvel, good on you. I'm sorry. 4 player seems like a lot. From what I've heard, it's a lot. But even at 1 player, 28, 2 player, 56. That's a lot. That's more than I think Kane has 50, I believe, on stage 3. So this is 56. That's a lot. So he has a lot of health. Anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. Be sure to like all the videos, subscribe to the channel for more Marvel Champions content, and stay tuned for some more spoilers from the Mad Titan.